I want you to know I'm happy to be coupled up with you. It's just hard breaking someone doing it, you know?
Yeah.
So don't think I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm happy though.
And it was hard for me too because
But
that
it's
was the second
brutal.
time.
Yo,
To share a bed with this man.
I'm just going to say this. I am here for Harrison and Destiny. Please, no one, not the producers, not the other cast members, should interfere with this connection because I am here for it and I'm loving it. I love how Harrison comes across as caring and how he's trying to be very romantic and put Destiny first. And it's nice to see a mellow side of Destiny. So, hey, I can't wait. Hey there, thanks for stopping by. It's your girl Valerie. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, leave a comment, and turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Love Island USA, Season 5, Episode 7. So Jasmine is left, and Harrison pulls Destiny for a chat and a quick hug, and he tells her, "I don't want you to feel any type of way because I was upset at recoupling. I was not upset that I chose you. You were my choice. I was always going to choose you, but it's just the fact that I came in and I had to send someone home. This is what I really felt bad about. I am very happy with who I chose, and so that's it." They later sit around the fire bed. I'm here for Destiny, feeling the love and being cared for and being treated the way she should, because she was cold and he sort of cuddled her and made sure she was warm, and he was telling her, "I'm happy I chose you. We have a lot in common. There's a lot of things there that can help us build a stronger connection." She was happy. She said, "If I had to choose, I was going to choose you." And it's nice to see her. I know someone put it in my comments that she's vulnerable and so, mushy and so gushy like a marshmallow. Oh my god, I'm here for it, because the way Marco treated her and made her feel less than, for her to get someone who treats her like his world revolves around her, I am just here for that. I'm just here for that. And I'm just loving that. Even in bed, every time he's near her, he has to kiss her, he has to sort of hold her hand, he has to hug her, which Destiny is eating up. And please do not let me down, Harrison, because I would be heartbroken, because you're now my favorite this season. Um, and then Destiny has a chat with KK, and sort of they're talking about the fact that she was chosen by Harrison and whether she knew he was going to choose her. And she's ecstatic that she's still in the villa and Harrison chose her. And then they're laughing and talking about his feet, that he wears size 13. And you know what they say about men with big feet. And I'm like, oh my God. It's like she reminds me of Bridgerton. I haven't watched it. I need to watch it. But it sort of gave me that sort of Shonda Rhimes written out love story. And I really hope it works out. I am here for it. And then KK goes to have a chat with Kinnan. I loved KK and Kinnan until Kinnan started moving crazy, because he did sort of give a good speech at the fire pit, but he also asked KK that if someone that's your type comes in, are you open to getting to know them? And she said yes. And I think this he's going to use against her as he pursues Casey, because he's going to say, "You said you're open to getting someone that's your type. I am just trying to do the same. I will be respectful." Well, why is he saying he'll be respectful before he's faced it? I think he's just making that up. I think he's just making that up and just telling her what she wants to hear. And then Casey's on the other side of the villa with Bergie. They're talking about spooning and, being happy they're coupled up. I don't know. I don't know. I really don't think Casey is feeling Bergie that much. I don't know how that will play out. I'm really very anxious, and I hope she's not using him just to stay in the villa. And I really hope she has some sort of feeling towards him. And if she doesn't, she lets him know sooner rather than later before he's heartbroken. And then you have Victor and Carmen. I think Carmen was okay, knowing that Bergie was in the background and he didn't have anyone. I think now seeing him with Casey is why she's becoming cold towards Victor, and she's now nitpicking her relationship with Victor. I think because she must have really liked Bergie but felt Victor was the better option, and she wanted to steal Victor away from Hannah. And so this is why she stayed with Victor, because she's talking about, "Oh, let us not cuddle tonight. Just because we've recoupled, that doesn't mean we cuddle." It's like, why don't you tell this man you're not interested in him? Why don't you move on and go to whoever you're interested in and stop wasting his time? You could tell Marco wasn't happy. Marco was not happy because he wanted Destiny to go home, and now Destiny is still in the villa. She's being loved upon. The fact that he was drying his hair before he went to bed didn't make sense to me. I don't think Hannah is feeling him as much as she thinks she's feeling him. And I think whatever he's done about Destiny is going, the moment Hannah finds out, is going to turn her off, and then she's going to decide to pursue things. Because I think Hannah should go to Victor. That's who I think she's better off with. All the islanders get ready for bed, and everyone is excited that Berg is going to get someone to cuddle with at night. I was like, oh, that's sweet. In the morning, oh, it was sweet. To say everyone was excited they're still in the villa, and Bergie tried to make Cassie a coffee, and he had his sister, I'll call her his sister Hannah, help him with the coffee because she knew the type of coffee that Cassie likes, and he took it over. And then Carmen is in her feelings, like, oh, he promised me he'd make me a coffee. Where's the coffee? And it's like, you're in a coupling with Victor. He doesn't want to tread on somebody else's toes. If he makes you coffee, he's not only going to upset Victor, he's going to upset Cassie, because they're both going to say, why are you making a coffee for someone you're not coupled up with? He needs to focus on his coupling for now and then take it from there. And then Hannah, his sister, obviously took it upon herself to go and ask him, why didn't you make Carmen a coffee after you promised her one? And he said, I didn't know. I didn't want it to feel awkward, in the sense that I make a coffee for Cassie and then I make one for Carmen. It doesn't make sense. And it seriously doesn't make sense. And I don't know why Carmen was that upset. Carmen is very dismissive towards Victor. I don't like that, because he came to chat with her and she was very dismissive. I think she doesn't, it's not that she's upset with Victor. I think she's upset at the idea that Bergie has someone he's coupled up with, and she's worried that Bergie is going to pay all his attention and focus on Cassie and eventually settle down with Cassie, and she doesn't like that, because I think she felt that she should have been the one in the coupling with Bergie. And so you have a conversation between Carmen and KK. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I know KK has her own issues with Cassie, because Cassie told her that she's still open to exploring a connection with Keenan. But for them to sort of dissect somebody else's coupling, I didn't like that. Oh, we don't want him to get hurt. I don't think Cassie's in it for the right reasons. How do you know? How do you know? Yes, he might be a backup, but you at the moment only have Keenan, because Keenan is the one that you like. If one person that is your type comes in, you're going to be floating between the two to see who is your strongest connection. Allow her to do that. You know Keenan is not going to leave you. Leave her to do whatever she's doing. Bug is a grown man. At some point, he's going to be brokenhearted. If not by Casey, somebody else is going to break his heart. I think Carmen was in her feelings. Oh, I don't like the idea that, he's behaving the way he's behaving with Cassie. I think if he had got to pick first, he would have picked me. So what do you want him to do? If he dumps Cassie and comes after you, and then you decide to go back to Victor, he has no one to stay in the villa with. So he has to do what's in his best interest. He owes it to himself to try and see if there's anything there with Cassie. If nothing, then he can move on. He can move on. And so I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. And then Anna is still talking about Jasmine. Oh, Jasmine was my girl in the villa, and Leo's trying to comfort her, and it's just like, and her Spanish, I think it's a bit offensive, but anyway, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't understand. I think it sounds more like she's talking about a taco order than anything else. And so I am here for the girls, enjoying themselves. I hope they start to support each other and stop going as hard as they're going, because it seems everybody wants to stay on the show and they're going to do anything and everything to tear each other down. The girls are busy chatting in the changing rooms, and that's when they receive a message that there's going to be a challenge. So the islanders are back from the challenge, and Hannah's in her feelings because the girls called her a snake twice. So she is crying because she took that personally. Destiny tried to speak to her, and she refused to speak to Destiny because she said she wanted to compose herself first before she had a chat with Destiny. And so Destiny walked off and allowed her the space. I'm surprised that, all the other girls didn't say anything and allowed sort of Hannah to just, I don't know. I'm speechless. And Victor's in his feelings because Carmen chose to kiss Bergie. And I said this before. Carmen was not really that into Victor until she saw that Hannah was into Victor. And this is why she chose Victor. That's my opinion. Because she hasn't done anything or said anything that makes me feel like she had any sort of connection with Victor. I feel like Hannah had more of a connection with Victor. And so for her to choose Victor and then to now be in her own feelings because Bergie is moving on with Cassie doesn't make sense. And for her to now make it known that she's really interested in Bergie without speaking to Victor first, I personally find it very offensive and very heartbreaking for Victor because I think Victor has tried to be as respectful as he can be. And then you have my couple. Oh my God, I love these two. You have Harrison speaking to Destiny and how caring and compassionate he was, and the fact that they did kiss during the challenge, and he was asking her, "How was the kiss? Were you okay with me kissing you?" Um, I didn't want you to feel uncomfortable in any way. And she actually is happy because she says she felt comfortable allowing Harrison to do anything that she wanted to do. Because I think after the way that little boy treated her, she was a bit sort of reserved and a bit cautious. And for her to find someone who's very caring and emotionally intelligent and makes it seem very romantic when he's kissing her, this is good for her. And I like the fact that Leo walked past because she was saying, "I'm cold, can I sit next to you?" And he took off his coat and he gave her his coat. And Leo was, "Oh, this is very romantic." I love them. I hope nobody sort of steps in between the two of them. I think Harrison is good for Destiny. He mellows her, he uplifts her, he cares for her. And I hope this doesn't change. Obviously, Bergie is ecstatic that since his time in the villa, he's kissed 5 girls, whereas before he came into the villa, he had only kissed 5 girls in his life, and in a week he's already kissed 5 girls. The guys are ecstatic for him. Victor's very upset. Victor's very upset. And then you have Carmen crying, and it's like, why are you crying? You chose to kiss Bergie. You have to own it, which is just the same way you owned it when you kissed him. And so I'm surprised that Kenan is the one who went to comfort her. I don't know whether it's because all the other islanders are just decided not to be involved, or whether it's the producers that have decided to make Kenan sort of be a go between Victor and Carmen. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. So the islanders get ready for the night, and then Carmen and Hannah have a conversation. And I love Hannah, but I didn't quite get her comment in the sense that Carmen apologized, and then she said, "Well, I came in with you, so I had to realize that you would never say or do anything to hurt me, and um, and it's like, so what do you mean? Do you mean that Destiny's comment was made meant to hurt you? Destiny's in a coupling with Harrison. She's not bothered about what's going on with you and Marco. She could give a toss for whatever's going on. You're being played by Marco, and one day you will realize this, and then hopefully you and Destiny can make up and be good friends." Keenan had the conversation with Cassie and sort of, I don't know why they keep forcing that relationship. That's a toxic relationship. And I don't know whether the producers keep pushing for it or whether it's Kenan and Cassie who actually see something there. Because during their conversation, it's so awkward, it's terrible. They're very tense, and Kenan is in his feelings because he felt like Cassie disrespected him by saying that he's always giving her googly eyes. And it's like, you do stare at her, you do entertain her. Yes, you said you don't like to see girls cry, but at the same time, your priority should be KK and not Cassie. The reason that you're paying attention to Cassie tells me that you're interested. And she's right about the googly eyes. So you have to own it with your chest. Otherwise, stop. And then you also have Victor eventually sit down for a chat with Carmen. Carmen is feeling some type of way about her choice for Victor. I think, as I said, she chose Victor to spite Hannah, and now she's decided that Berg is the most popular islander in the villa, and she's going to stick to Bergie. That way, she can get herself as far as possible on the show. That's my impression, and that's the idea that I'm getting. Whether she sees him as a romantic companion, that's something else. Bergie is on cloud 9. That Carmen really likes him, and she gave him a kiss. But I hate the way Carmen spoke to Victor. I hate the fact that she refused to apologize to him. Because I think, if nothing else, all she should have done is said, "I am so sorry for what happened, and my intention was never to disrespect you, and I hope you can accept my feelings for what they are." I think the other thing that's affecting them is the language barrier. Because at times, when you speak more than one language, when you're upset, some people will tend to revert to their sort of mother tongue, and because they're so infuriated. And I think there are things he's trying to say, but he can't articulate them because he's that furious and he doesn't know how to sort of stop himself or say them in English without coming across as being offensive. That's the impression that I'm getting from Victor. But anyway, it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it and can't wait for the next episode. Thanks guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye everyone.